we have a super special guest today. We have Ken Ramirez here, Karen Pryor's Clicker Academy, as well as the ranch. You have your hands in all sorts of different things. So to start real quick, there's, I guess, first of all, the project with butterflies. I've been asked a number of different times, is this still happening? And
yeah, it is still happening. I mean, as far as I did the project, it's done. It's been done for a while, and it was successful, and it was recorded by the BBC. They have delayed the release of the film for a number of different reasons, but it is still scheduled to be released at some point in the near future. I just don't know when that will be yet.
Awesome. We've had a number of attendees that signed up for this year, and they're like, first of all, we don't see Ken presenting. And I was like, I know. And then second of all, they're like, okay, what's the status to some of his projects? These are just so amazing. So that was shared, I believe, at the first year of CHATTcon. Second year, I believe, is when you brought up the project in Zambia. So
well, I've been working on a project with an elephant migration route in Africa. The elephants, 50 some elephants in this particular herd get culled or get killed every year by poachers, and we've been trying lots of internal efforts to try to relieve that. And when we could not convince the poachers to stop the poaching, we mounted an effort to teach the elephants to go a new route. And we have been doing that now for 4 consecutive years and have had lots of success with it. And we are hoping to be able to complete the project within a 10-year window. So it's gone really, really well, and better than I could have hoped for, because, the challenge with it is it's hard enough getting the whole group to go on a new route, but we only have one shot at a new approximation each year. So that means really 10 approximations to complete the project, because they only migrate that way once a year. It's going very, very well, and I'm really happy with the work. And it's just nice to see a little effort with some positive reinforcement and some well-placed reinforcers, and we were able to accomplish the task. I won't say it was easy, because we worked hard and it took us lots of years to get to that point, but I'm very happy with how it's going.
That's awesome. That's super cool. The some of my favorite applications of behavioral science, or whatever it may be that people lean on, right, of this area of kind of looking at contingencies and reinforcement, is looking at ones where it just seems that, like, if you were to tell somebody, like, this is what we're going to do, they'd be like, nah, that's not going to happen, right?
Well, that's exactly the reaction I got at first. We proposed this to the Zambian government, and they thought, well, that can't be done. And then we had to have all sorts of environmental impact hearings, and we had a lot of environmental groups saying it couldn't be done. But we were finally given an opportunity to try, and we had a permit for 5 years. But after seeing the success that we had, we asked for an extension to the permit, and we got 10 years. And so that gives me a little more breathing room, but not a lot.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, you have 10 opportunities to be able to successfully, and I'm sure, like, any sort of errors or misses are, like, criticized, or the pressure's on, right?
Yeah, and it's one of the big ones is the kind of a pressure we all feel when doing any kind of a training project, as far as how quickly do you raise criteria and how much do you raise criteria? Because if I make a mistake with my dog, I can back up and try again. If I make a mistake with the elephants, I got to wait a year, and it means rethinking the whole thing again. But so far, it's gone well.
That's awesome. If anyone's interested in the details, I believe last time we ended with, if we give the details out publicly, then that alters the outcomes of the training, right?
Well, not only that,
project.
Right. Well, we really ran into some serious challenges with the project as we were setting it up. The poachers got word of what our project was, and they ambushed us. And we were, several of us on the team were hospitalized. We were under machine gun fire. We had it was a pretty terrible, traumatic event. Yeah. But we all decided that we wanted to continue with the project, and we realized that we needed to be a little more hush-hush about the details, about the different aspects of it, exactly where are we doing it, all of those things we don't talk about right now, but hopefully we'll be able to talk about it once it's all over.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so with the chaos that's been happening the last year or so, compounded with all the other things that have been going on. I know that the ranch took a little bit of a pause during like everyone did, kind of restructuring, figuring out what to do. But good news is things are, you said, opening up for your next class when?
Yeah, my next class starts on Monday. I am busily preparing the ranch now for our first reopening. We had our last class was the beginning of March of 2019. No, 2020. It was 2020, right when the pandemic hit, and then we shut down. So we've been closed for a little over a year, almost a year and a half now. And so it's exciting to welcome students back. And we have all sorts of fun classes scheduled for this summer and into the fall.
That's awesome. Well, do you mind giving us a little overview of what some of those classes are, just so in case people are interested?
Yeah, the class that's starting up on Monday is called the Ranch Experience, and it's a hands-on kind of a class where people help with ranch chores, and they get assigned different animals, and they get training sessions with a couple of different animals many times throughout the day. And there's some time when they come inside and sit down for lecture. One of the things that we're doing this year is to sort of keep with pandemic needs, even though things are lightening up a bit. We've moved our classes to an outdoor tent so that we have lots of fresh air flowing, and we got people still seated 6 feet apart, etc. But the class is one of the more popular classes because it's a very limited number of people, and it gives us that opportunity. That's one of the courses, and then I also have a training for professionals course, which is just a real basic intro to the things you need to know to be a professional trainer. And then I have a dive deep course, which is an advanced course, and one that people have been asking me for years and years and years to do an advanced course. And finally, when I opened the ranch, I put one together. I resisted for a long time because I always have this mantra. I tell people the advanced training is just the basics done really, really, really well. So you don't need any new courses. But I realized over time and that what this course really is about is the finer details of what differentiates search and rescue dog training from scientific research training, from entertainment training, from guide dog training, from sports training. And what I realized is, as a consultant, while the basics are the same, there are aspects of each of those different venues that I focus differently on because of the challenges or the needs of that special community. And so I realized there is advanced things that people can really hook their interest in and learn more about. And so I do a full course on that. All three of those courses are one full week of course of classes, and include hands-on components where it's not just lecture, but it's an opportunity to get outside, get some fresh air, and work with the animals, which of course people really enjoy.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I got to observe from afar one day for a few hours. You working the magic in one of those courses. Yeah. It's an experience for sure. It looks like. And okay, cool. That's awesome. Is there anything else? Anything that you've been, I guess, we want to share with people? Is there any like readings or new things you're coming across, or words of wisdom?
Well, there's all sorts of interesting things that are happening all the time. And one of the things that we're excited about for next year is we're holding our normal Clicker Expo, which of course is always fun, but we are finally going to go back to in person in 2022. We're going to do two totally different conferences. We're going to do a virtual conference and an in-person conference, which should be a lot of fun. It'll be nice to get back to a conference and see people in person.
Yeah.
So that'll be a lot of fun.
That's awesome. So I'll include all the links down below. If anyone's interested in what we got going on over at CHATTcon, it's CHATTcon.com. I've got links to Ken's site, the ranch and such as well. And thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
You bet. I'm sorry I'm not going to be a guest or a speaker at the conference this year. You invited me. I appreciated the invitation. It just didn't quite work out with my schedule this time. Yeah. But I know it's going to be a great event. You all always put together a wonderful conference.